Welcome, listeners, to Just Neapolitan, where we ask the age-old question, what even is a release date? Joining me today are Floyd and Jordan, and I'm your resident button masher, Brian.
Button masher, why don't you just go in classic mode, sir?
Well, that would make me the button masher, jackass.
Damn.
Get good, jackass.
Damn.
Stop being so sweaty, dumbass.
Damn.
Just learn how to play the game, goof ass.
Damn.
I like more than one game at a time, punk ass.
Damn.
I'm devoted to play one game if I can be good and beat everybody ass. That's my problem.
wouldn't- Good
And
enough.
I am worthy of my own attention. Yeah, that was a weak one. That's fine.
The last two wasn't good, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
I
we were running
understand.
out of steam. I was surprised that punk ass came to mind. I was like, "Ooh, yeah, that'll work." I should have just called you a stanky ass because you're so sweaty.
And because of me just being a goofy, I had to just say goof ass.
Oh, swamp ass would have worked.
Oh man, we could have kept going.
Hindsight, 2020.
All right, y'all ready? Okay, take two. Let's go. We got to talk to our script editor.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't really have addendums from last week.
It's gonna make Big Floyd upsetty.
No, I have news, but we're gonna do that after the games. So 'cause the
Yeah.
news is gonna be a lot of what we're talking about. You know, a certain evil company released a hellish game.
Ooh.
So, who wants to start? Because it ain't gonna be fucking me this
It
week.
ain't gonna be fucking me either.
Well, I
All right.
guess I'll go. All right, that's fine with me. Let's see. What have I been playing? Not much of nothing. Honestly, I play a little bit of Pokemon, just, some obligatory training. And I play the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. And that's it. I didn't even play Street Fighter 6.
Wow.
Because fuck y'all, I don't feel like it right now.
Wow.
Sad.
Sick,
Wow.
sad world. Sick, sad world.
Wow. I was just trying to see how many times I could say wow the same time in a row.
Huh. Well,
You know you're having fun when you're watching your own wave file, being like, "Oh, look at how similar those are. Can I just keep doing that?"
But yeah, I managed to avoid being a fake gamer this week.
the real question
If I
is
was-
which.
Hey,
If
that's
I
better
was-
than Jordan did last week.
Yeah, if I was on last week, I definitely would have been fake gamer. So
Oh no, I was fake gamer.
Yeah,
Look, it's not my
but
fault.
not this week.
No,
Yeah.
no, not this week. Want to know why?
This week, my boy's been getting sweaty.
I've been playing Street Fighter 6. And funny enough, me and Brian will actually have two different commentaries about this damn game. Because
It's true, because I've also been playing Street Fighter 6.
and we both been on two different sides of the damn game.
that's not surprising.
No, really not.
Nah, not really.
Well, sir, please tell us your experience.
Okay, so Street Fighter 6 is basically broken down into three different parts. There's the Fighting Grounds, the Battle Hub, and World Tour. World Tour is single player, RPG based, beat 'em up, still Street Fighter 6. Battle Hub is what you expect it to be. You can bring your avatar that you create into the Battle Hub. It basically feels like a retro arcade system, like the Green Room back in Korea, or arcade rooms. And Fighting Ground is what you expect it to be. Practice versus special matches, online casual, and ranked. And here's where I'm at. I'm in the Fighting Grounds because normally when I play a fighting game, I want to pick a couple characters that I want to learn. And funny enough, I want to play as DJ and Lily. DJ because I haven't seen DJ in a long time. Lily because it's Mini T-Hawk with clubs. I couldn't help it. So One thing that I forgot that I never liked in a Street Fighter game is a character that has a hold button, which is the reason why I never picked up Guile, and this is the same reason why I
What?
dropped DJ quicker than a fly.
What, you don't like charge characters, Jordan?
No,
Oh, boo!
I'll
This
break it
guy
down to you here.
stinks.
Almost everyone has a couple charge attacks.
not Lily, which is why I'm kind of enjoying her gameplay. You know, because she has little charge up moves that it buffs attacks, and she feels good to play with. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Hello.
Yeah. Phrasing. I'm back. So this is what I could say. The training room, I really love how training is, and I really love how the combo trials are right now, because you can not only can you see the command inputs as a regular, if you don't know the move names, the command hits. You can also see the frame data and how much plus frames you are, how much negative frames you are, how much space you have before you can hit another button, because Street Fighter is so meticulous of you don't have a lot of frames before you can input your next attack, which makes it combo a lot of the times. And I enjoyed that completely. As someone who likes to be in the training room to understand how the character moves, how much space you have, and the logistics of it, I love it. I haven't went to the online side yet because I stay away from the online until I can at least be okay with a character to be like, okay, let me go to casual if I can finally get my ass whooped. Because if one thing's for sure, two things for certain, you play your first match of a fighting game, you're bound to get your ass whooped. Unless you're playing with the Road Warriors from Street Fighter. But yeah, that's my little go on the fighting ground side. Now here's Brian with World Tour.
Here's me with World Tour. I actually played the game. I didn't just sit in a training room.
You pussy.
Yeah. So I will say this about the classic scheme. I did switch it back to the classic scheme of buttons for a moment. But you change fighting styles and even different moves so often that I couldn't keep up, and I had to go back to modern style, which they do force you to start with. But the story in World Tour, don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care about the story. It's a skip every single one of those every fucking time. But yeah, it's cool. It's got these light RPG elements, and your gear will change your stats. I spent an hour working on my avatar because I made it, didn't like how it was, reset it, did it again, didn't like it, reset it, and then finally was like, this is acceptable, and I would like to play the game now. But yeah, so it's been fun. You just go around, and yeah, you get to like slowly gain moves from people and their styles. As you use the style, it levels up, and then you get more of their move set, and just random stuff like that. It's, for someone who's not a big fan of 2D fighters, it is absolutely a way to enjoy a 2D fighter, and I am more than happy to have paid money for this game just to play that, and I may never touch any of the other sides of the game at all. Don't care. 17 hours into it already. Don't care. I'll play this and finish it and then be like, cool, that was fun, and then possibly never touch the game again.
Fair.
Because I haven't even, I'm not going to play online. No. Unless playing online is the only way that I can get my ass kicked by the two of you, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's a Street Fighter game. I have worse luck. I have worse luck in Street Fighter than I do Tekken.
So like I was telling Brian, right? Like, fighters are probably my favorite genre of game. But the only one I'm actually somewhat good at is Tekken. Like, Street Fighter and the rest of them, I'm like, I'll play them. Don't expect me to be good. And even, like, when you was just explaining to Jordan, like, oh, yeah, you like the frame data and stuff, I was like, That sounds so fucking boring. Get online and learn how to fight instinctively. Just get in there and figure it out.
Look, I like to get good with the characters that I know. Like, okay, I
do
can
it while getting beat the fuck up.
I want to be plus on hit. That way I know I'm safe.
Oh
I don't want to just
God.
throw some
That
shit
sounds
and
so
next thing you
fucking
know I'm in a
lame.
stumble.
You
Shut the
goddamn
fuck up.
nerd. I want to be plus on hit. Did you push your glasses up with your finger when you said that?
No, I didn't. I did the same thing for
that
Tekken.
sounds bad to me, even.
Look, I did the same thing for Tekken.
You spent $60 on a trainer.
Yeah, you did the same thing in Tekken, and we're still around the same skill level. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
I had no rebuttal for that. I was like, shit. Like, fuck, you got me. Damn it, you got me, Copper.
Well, okay, so can I say this, that one of my big problems with 2D fighters, and a problem that Street Fighter almost solved, was having to hold back as your block.
Yeah.
Fuck off, give me a button.
Mm.
So you hold back to block, but then there's a button that you can parry. Guess what the parry does? Unless it's a perfect parry, it's just like a fucking block.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
That's cool. I personally prefer holding back to block because
Really?
I don't like the block button. It just don't meshes well with my brain sometimes.
Or I like the fact that sometimes you don't have to block. But I think that's because of
no
Tekken.
input. Yeah,
No input equals block.
block. Yeah,
Yeah, see, I don't like it when back is blocked because sometimes I'm just trying to get some room.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, but I mean, if you're going to hit me when I'm trying to back up, I think that should be a thing. Like, backing up from someone and blocking, I feel are two different actions.
Mm.
It's not like, oh, I'm trying to back up to get some room because I'm going to hit you with, like, a long range, or I just need to get some range because I want to hit you at, like, the perfect amount that this hits at. And then you go to attack me, but, oh, because I'm hitting backwards to get range for this, oh, I'm magically blocking, too. And, like, for me, it's probably a lot of the background that my favorite fighting game is Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
Not 5. 6 is acceptable these days.
definitely.
But
not
it's
five.
very especially
Definitely
2, 3,
not
and
5.
4.
Yes.
And because that's a 3D game, you need to have the dedicated block button.
Mm.
So I'm just so used to it just being a part of what I do. And when I move back, it's literally so I can get room.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, or, you know, because there's a back vertical that you have to hold back for a slight second to do your vertical, which is usually then ends up being a step forward, which means it works in the systems of the game that you hold the back, get a little room, and then you're going to move back forward so you can kind of catch your opponent seeing you move back, so that, you know, the whole strategy thing.
But I take it as like with the whole moving back and blocking thing, or like even if you're moving back, in my brain it's more like, yeah, you're moving back, so you're more on guard, so it's easier to block as you're moving back, which is why it never didn't make sense to me to hold back when you're like blocking. It's like, yeah, you're moving back, you're gaining space. So if somebody swings while you're gaining space, you're probably going to block it, like, or dodge it or something. You know, it just seems like a defensive maneuver. So I was like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, see, whereas in Soul Calibur, oftentimes I'll use moving back to actually repress my advantage. I block in Soul Calibur when I have to. Otherwise, I keep moving.
No, speaking of moving, me and Brian talked about this the other day. Moving on that damn Z-axis. And I'm only bringing this up because it kind of just relit a fire under my soul. Because the way that you could move in Soul Calibur and Tekken is so fucking different. Like in Tekken, I don't know if I'm gonna accidentally, either duck, jump, or move on the Z plane. Soul Calibur, I know I'm about to move on the Z plane. It feels more comfortable to move on that Z plane.
See, and I didn't even know there was a Z plane in Tekken.
Yeah.
Not that I play it often, but I thought it was a 2D. I didn't even realize you could, because nobody does it.
Yeah, Tekken is I wouldn't call it a 3D fighter. It's more like a 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's But yeah, no. Street Fighter 6, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Also launched with no problems. The
Shocking.
game works. Yeah, isn't it a shame that that's shocking?
Especially from Capcom.
Well, I don't know about that because I was thinking about other Capcom games and I'm like,
Monster Hunter worked.
Monster Hunter worked. Monster Hunter Rise worked fine.
Yeah.
You know, no major game bugs, no server problems, no huge frame drops. You know, so I don't know. Like, maybe Capcom finally figured it out. And everyone else should also figure it the fuck out. Because apparently it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you been playing anything else, Jordan, or just that Street Fighter?
Other than Street Fighter, just that Street Fighter. You been playing other games other than that Street Fighter?
I have, actually. Because I needed a bit of a break because, as I said, I've been playing way too much of it. Like, literally yesterday, I woke up, turned the game on, and it was suddenly, 7 hours later? And I was like, oh, fuck, I need to take a break. So I played a bit of Stardew. I loaded Diablo 3 up.
Nice.
And, hey, you know, there's still glitches and bugs in that game, just in case anyone wanted to know. So I'm doing seasonal characters right now. There's this new seasonal altar that are like permanent buffs for the season with any seasonal character you create. One of the things is you need a challenge cache. And a challenge cache you get from doing a weekly rotating challenge rift, where you use a specific build and you have to beat a time and if you beat the time, you get the challenge cache, right? Well, you have to sacrifice that whole cache for this next level that I need upgraded in this altar. The problem is it's bugged. I finished it. It said I finished it. I beat it in time. I'm actually ranked number 268 in the fucking world for the time I finished it in.
Ooh.
Yeah, out of like 12,000 people. I'm pretty proud of that one. And I'm also looking at it, I'm like, I can knock another 30 seconds off that run now that I know the character. But I don't care. I just need the cache. Yeah, it's bugged. It won't go. So I went to the Diablo 3 forums. There are multiple complaints from this week for it being bugged. There's complaints from 8 days ago, so last week's, from it being bugged. And onward and onward. It's been broken for a while this season. It just doesn't work. Oh, unless you're playing on PC. Apparently, people on the PC have gotten it to work, but even for them, it's like, oh yeah, it didn't work for a few weeks and it worked. My thing here is like, how is everyone just forgiving that this is a problem for weeks, for a game that's been out for years? Ugh. And I don't want to get into it because I'm going to shit on Blizzard a little later when we get into some news. Deservingly so. Let's just say I don't have to take that shot of Malore.
Whoa.
Like I knew I wouldn't. But I also I started playing Persona 4 Golden, which I have on PC, and I've had for a while, and I just stopped playing it halfway through for some reason. And even with the PC, I was thinking about, like, oh, I was probably going to restart because it's been so long. And I was like, well, they're all on fucking pass, so I just downloaded it, started playing it today on the Xbox because I'm like, hey, this is a good enough change of pace. So, that. Fantastic game. Persona 3, 4, and 5 all are fantastic. Yeah, that's been that.
Nice.
So, speaking of why I don't have to take a shot of Malore, I predicted that Diablo 4 would launch with server problems, and that I was so secure in that knowledge that I bet, I believe this was 2 episodes ago, maybe 3, that if there were no server problems on launch day, I would take a shot of Malore on the podcast. Well, there are, and has been, many. So my first thing here is, so Diablo 4, quote unquote, launched on the 6th, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, except it also launched on the 2nd.
Wait, what?
Well, because if you paid for the more expensive
yeah.
versions, you got to start playing 4 days early.
Early access, yeah.
Wait, 4 days is crazy.
Well, here's my thing about that early access bullshit. It is the final build of the game. Paying customers are now using it. Yeah, it's the finished version. And hey, guess what problems they were having on the actual launch day, which is the 2nd? They were having authentication server problems. You know, the things that basically just look and go, oh, you actually own the correct version of the game, you can get on. People were just frozen in queue. But hey, they have 4 days to fix that, and they don't have to worry about the authentication servers soon, right? Sorry, bear with me. I do not have my notes done well. Okay, here we go. So, launch day now. Diablo 4 servers finally start to buckle under launch strain. Blizzard is working on it. That is a PC Gamer article from 2 days ago.
Wow.
They're now getting the error, game start pending. So, yeah. So, apparently they fixed it around like 5 a.m. the next day. Good for them. And for everyone who paid money for a game that they can't use because it has to always be on. Oh, wait. I forgot. There's a bunch of bugs, too. You're not getting off that fucking easy, you shit company. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. So, you know there was a race to hardcore level 100? And you got some special who gives a shit for like the first 1,000 people that get there?
Mm-hmm.
So, 2 people on the same day had their game freeze, and their hardcore characters got killed.
Damn.
Yeah, they were playing a wizard or sorceress or whatever the fuck they call it this time. And somehow they froze. They couldn't move. They couldn't do anything. So they Alt F4'd out. But because the game's constantly connected, even though you Alt F4 out, doesn't mean you disconnect automatically. Yeah, they were dead when they came back. But that's okay, because it didn't hamper everyone, because finally someone was first to level 100 hardcore. Oh, wait, he also died because the game glitched and froze.
Ooh.
And, feels so bad. The dude died on stream.
Damn.
No. Now I want to see it.
Yes. He, like, on stream, game froze on him. He tried to get out. We came back. His guy's dead. And there's this little blurb there that people on his stream were basically going, oh, you can get someone to power level you to 100. It's not a big deal. He's like, I don't care about the levels. I care about all the gear I lost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's Diablo. Levels are easy to get. It's the gear that if you had the fucking perfect shit for your build, especially now with how upgrading stuff goes, I can't even imagine how much time it's going to take to get all that gear back. And then, I mean, you know, don't worry too much because, you know, all the bootlickers will tell you that there's no server problems. And this is just expected. This is what happens with new games. I reiterate, Street Fighter 6 works perfectly fine. Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter Rise both worked perfectly fucking fine. Stop licking the boots of your corporate overlords. Expect more.
That's true.
Oh, and here you go. This is just a nice special one for you. So we already know that Diablo 4 is getting 2 expansions.
I did not know that, actually.
Oh, well, yeah, because they announced it the day the game launched. And that one's already been having been worked on parallel to the game. You know, so content that would normally go in a game. Yeah, that's about... Let me see. Let me double check. Is that everything I had to bitch about with them? Oh, well, you know what? This one was just kind of a funny little aside. Oh, yeah, also, going into this article, happy continuation of Pride Month.
Woo.
So, Xbox accidentally changed its Pride Month logo to the Burning Fires of Hell.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that happened. Shit.
it's like some right winger wrote the script to this one, like, which is just, it was just a mistake. Somebody accidentally did something and it changed the logos. And actually, they had a pretty cool looking logo for Pride. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, like putting up a logo, it's like, oh, cool, you did a lot. But I mean, whatever. I just thought that was just a funny little thing that I was like, oh, I got to bring that up because that's just, come on.
But it happened so quick. Someone was like, John, you put up the wrong logo, right? What's up? Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's just, you can't write this shit sometimes.
You can't. This peak coming.
Let's see. We have another publisher that's apologizing for dumb shit they did.
Ooh, who fucked up this time?
So, someone used an AI generation for a Duke Nukem promo illustration.
Oh, fucking course.
They outsourced it to an artist, but once again, I mean, find the article because it's gonna have a lot more info than me. But people were pointing out everything on this artist profile that, like, it's like, look here, this is how you can tell it's AI generated. Like, there's a promo art piece in their profile where the character has 6 fingers on one hand.
Because AI suck with fingers.
Yeah, well, because and then like there's just like little tchotchkes thrown in everywhere without no rhyme or reason, where an artist would actually like think about those things. The stuff in the background helps tell the story,
right?
But I think it's amazing that gamers are willing to go off the fucking deep end over AI generated promo art. But we're still willing to just forgive microtransactions and fucking battle passes. We bitch because the game went up $10, but that's not the fucking problem with the games being more expensive. It's shipping a broken game and then charging me $20 for a DLC that fixes your broken game.
Or putting out the same game, slap a 2 on it, and nothing changes. I'm looking at you, Overwatch 2.
Glorified DLC marketed as a sequel. Gotta love that.
Make it free. Have a battle pass, but also have an online store. Overwatch 2.
Or, not to let Capcom be completely off the chain here. 5 versions of the same fucking game that you charge full price for every single one of them.
Yes.
That's you, Street Fighter.
Yeah, look at that. Street Fighter sent Street Fighter 2.
Oh my! Yeah, I was actually just talking to Jordan about the 30th anniversary collection because I thought it was just going to be like Street Fighter 1, but apparently that just has everything. And I don't know why something in that 30th collection didn't click in my brain that it was a collection. So forgive me, but
the word didn't give it away.
Nope, apparently not.
Should have been the first clue. But
I said nice Street Fighter,
but it was everything from what was that? The Street Fighter 1 all the way to like Street Fighter 3.
Third Strike, probably.
Yeah, it was Third Strike. So it had Alpha 1, 2, and 3. Every iteration of Street Fighter 2 from the standard to the fucking Champion Edition.
Super Ultra
Super
Turbo
Championship
Expanded.
And all 3 versions of fucking 3. Oh, it was stupid.
And Puzzle Fighter, right?
No Puzzle Fighter.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
What?
Boo.
Yeah.
The game that they only released one of and just left it, and you couldn't even get that?
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
Is it because of Morgan and Hisenko?
Maybe.
Oh, could be, yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Licensing bullshit.
Licensing Darkstalkers even though it's a Capcom. Nope.
Yeah, but I mean, some of that stuff can get way into the weeds there. Like, they might own the game, but there is a chance because when it came out back in the day, they may not own the rights to the characters. I would assume they do, but
yeah, I think they
who knows?
But that would also explain why we haven't gotten another Darkstalkers game either.
Yeah, if there's like some kind of like something we don't know about. which I'm just going to leave it as something we don't know about, which, let me tell you, we can fill an entire podcast with shit we don't know about.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Wait, that's what we do every week.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that we do know.
Had a stroke for a second.
But the one thing we do know is, at the end of the day, Borderlands 3 still sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so true.
That will never change.
That is probably the one thing I know about games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I 100% know.
I can't wait until, like, I'm just waiting for the day where, like, people act like a bigger audience actually starts listening to us and we start getting hella pushback on the Borderlands 3 thing.
Oh, I'm ready for those arguments because I'm going to be like, cool, explain to me why it's a good game.
And the funny thing is, it's like, we all understand why we don't like Borderlands 3. It's collective reason.
Well, what I'd love to, though, is it's not like... so the whole Borderlands 3 sucks thing, that wasn't even, like, planned. That just happened our first episode. It just came up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was, what's the first episode, how many sequels are too many sequels?
I think so.
Probably was.
Yeah, so it just came up naturally. It's not like something we planned.
Right.
And then it just kind of became like a running joke. And what I love, too, though, is, like, I knew, Floyd, you didn't really like the game. I didn't know you hated it with as much of a passion as I did. So, like, that's something, it's not like we even discussed it, and we've known each other for years.
Right.
Like, and then Jordan, I especially didn't know how much you fucking hated it. So, I just think that's one of our best and most, like, pure takes that we have on gaming. When all three of us were all at once like, yeah, no, but that game does fucking suck.
Yeah, you saw how long it took me to beat that game. Like, I was like, ugh.
But, Floyd, with you, though.
But yeah. But it was a Borderlands. It was a Borderlands game. I've beaten Borderlands 2 and 1 at least 3 times each. Like,
that's fair.
I think the reason why I really dislike the game is only because I played it, like, at a different time than y'all with someone else. And I'm like, this game is fucking buggy. This game is glitchy. There's too many legendaries. Legendaries don't feel like legendaries.
Yeah, just wait till you go to the higher torment levels. Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever they changed the name of torment level to after ripping it off from Diablo.
That shit and that shit was ass too, because you can knock that up, and it still didn't feel different to me.
Yeah, my thing with that game is I hated the story. Like, it was just terrible at least in my opinion. I did not like that story at all. The villains sucked. They were not relatable. Yeah. Like, Handsome Jack wasn't relatable, but at least, goddamn it, he was entertaining. Like,
entertaining as fuck.
And he was like a full-on villain.
Right.
Like, these villains felt like a bunch of boomers going like, kids with their TikToks and their video games and being on the internet all day. It just felt like a bunch of out-of-touch people trying to make fun of the same people they were trying to market their game to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Thanks. Please, shit on my cookie and tell me it's chocolate again.
Where the fuck is the story that y'all was leading us to at the end of Borderlands 2? That's what... I think that was a whole nother reason I just wasn't invested in Borderlands 3 story. Because it had nothing to do with anything that happened at
not at all.
Epilogue. Like,
the only thing that happened is it was like, oh, we're going to other planets and we're going to see some different vaults. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but we've seen different biomes on Pandora already. So why did I didn't have to go to a jungle planet. I've been to a jungle on Pandora.
Exactly.
Like, what was the point of the different planets? Like,
right.
You know, it's like, oh, it's another... I'm like, we had that all fucking ready. Oh, it's an ice area? Yeah, we had that on Pandora.
You spawning that in Borderlands 2? What the fuck?
Right? No shit. Yeah, so I'm like, so the other planets don't even really feel like other planets. You know, it's just everything. And what happened to the fucking aliens?
Right.
Man!
I get to fight aliens in the first one. Isn't there someplace you run into them in the second one?
Maybe, I don't know.
Probably a DLC.
I don't Yeah, it might be in DLC. But yeah, the end of 2 made me feel like, oh, we're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be like more alien stuff.
Yeah.
And there were some parts in 3 that, like, there was one of the vaults had like this pain in the ass area you had to go through that did have aliens in it, but that was like the one time.
That was probably the more futuristic.
Yeah, I think that was the city level.
Yeah, city level.
Yeah. It's
Also,
not even a planet. It was a city level.
I really want to complain about the ending song they chose for the credits.
Oh my god!
I don't even remember. That's how you know I remember.
It was
a lot.
Katy
This
Perry.
girl is on fire.
Oh god.
And I remember going,
Oh my god, they did do that song.
Yes.
I remember going as soon as I heard it, because they already beat it. And like for at least a week and a half, they was like, "Did you beat it yet?" And I was like, "No. Why y'all keep asking me if I beat this game yet?"
Because we didn't want to give it away.
And so when I beat it, they literally hear me go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I remember that now. Shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
what
actually
the
my
fuck?
favorite memory of Borderlands 3,
Because what?
which I think says a lot.
Who? I want to know in what like producer's room did they go? That's a fucking great idea. That is what's gonna do it.
That's
is
what's gonna
hit
get them.
and on point and on brand for Borderlands. Because they were wrong.
Well, the entire game is proof that they had no idea who their fucking audience is.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
It's like, who were you? What were you like reading? Like some of the forum posts and thinking that was your entire fan base?
Plot twist. It wasn't.
90% of us don't bother with the forum because it's where all the fucking try-hard, sweaty fucktards go.
Ah, yeah.
Like, I if I go to a forum, I basically need to have a beer in my hand because that's going to get drained just dealing with the stress of hearing what these idiots have to say. Or, you know, a couple articles here and there that were about, like, oh, legendaries don't drop enough.
Then you get to Borderlands 3 and
Shut
they
up.
drop way too fucking much.
Well, no, that was literally some of the complaints in Borderlands 3 at the beginning, is how legendaries wouldn't drop all the time. And I'm like, yeah, that, because they're legendary.
Legendary.
Like, you know, bringing it back to the game that this ripped off but turned into an FPS shooter, when you're playing Diablo 3, legendaries don't drop like that. Until you start hitting, like, I don't know, Torment 15 and 16, which are the two highest levels on that game, the legendary drop rate really isn't that spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could go through a whole Nephilimurf, maybe you'll get 2. But that also means every time you get a legendary, you're actually excited to find out what it is. And it's like, yeah, I'll get like 5 or 6 copies of the same thing. But because I don't have to go look at, oh, is this one 0.5% more than this one? You know, you could basically, like, at a glance, look at it and be like, well, whatever. The one I have sitting in storage is better than that one anyway. Just break it down. I'll need these materials. You know, and that's the other thing. There are also things useful with the legendaries that you can do in Diablo. What do you do with the legendary you don't want anymore and you don't have room for? You sell it. Well, you don't need any fucking money in that game. So you flooded the market with legendaries that you have nothing to do but sell, but you also have all these other weapons that all you can do with is sell. And then you have money, and there's no point to the fucking money once you get to that point of the game. Because what are you buying? Like a trash-ass piece of shit game.
Honestly, I like the fact of you have to kind of grind to get what you need from a specific boss to specific mini boss. That way you be like, I got a weapon I can actually use in Borderlands. And not anytime you spawn in, that bitch will drop perfectly fine. With
Yeah,
no
and you're
problem.
grinding to get the exact one you need for your build because there's 7 different versions of it.
Oh yeah, don't let it have the one thing that you're kind of missing that you gotta keep on going.
Well, that was one of the fun things in 2. When we got to Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, it was me, Floyd, and Staban playing, and we'd finished true Vault Hunter mode, which was actually a fucking challenge throughout.
It was.
And then we went to Ultimate, and we were like, you'd step into Ultimate, and you're like, oh, we are still somehow woefully unprepared for this mode. I remember I was grinding Knuckle Dragger because he could drop what is it, the Wasp, I think it was. It was a multi-shot pistol that had really good corrosive damage. And none of us had a really good corrosive weapon, so I was grinding that to get it for us. And yeah, I had to go and fight Knuckle Dragger like 6-7 times, but I got 3 to drop for us, and I was like, cool, those are the 3 I needed. Guess what I was done doing then? I was done grinding Knuckle Dragger because I had the 3 weapons I needed. I didn't have to go and grind him 17 more times because, I need the better version. No, here's your fucking legendary. Let's go.
Let me talk about one weapon that pissed me off in Borderlands 3. It's the Affinity Pistol, and the only reason why it pissed me off so much is because there was too many versions of this fucking pistol.
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
I think there were like 2 or 3 in Borderlands 2.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know for sure there were at least 2 versions of it. But yeah, there were a bunch of Infinity guns in 3, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, I don't think we need this many versions of an Affinity pistol, but thank you, I guess.
I guess.
Well, no, because especially because they were like, oh, here's a bunch of them, so we nerfed them all.
Yep.
I'm like, at least if you got the Infinity pistol, it's like, yeah, it's gonna do less damage because you don't have to reload, but it's still a viable option. And depending on your build, you could actually use it. So, like, was it Gage had that one of those skills where, as long as she kept firing, and she didn't have to reload, like she had something special that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly what it is, but yeah, you get her an Infinity pistol, and get her to get all these fucking stacks up, and you don't have to reload, so you don't lose them. And you could just like buff up and then switch to a weapon that actually was good once you buffed. Like it was an effective strategy for boss killing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, that kind of makes me want to play Borderlands 2.
I mean, I've got it.
I love how we could trash on Borderlands 3 so much. We're like, damn, that makes me want to play Borderlands 2.
It does, because we're talking about a game that should be good, and hey, lo and behold, there's a game that still is good.
The sequel.
Yeah. The one they should have stopped at. Well, no, a pre-sequel came out after 2.
Pre-sequel wasn't that bad. It's better than 3.
I liked pre-sequel.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it.
I mean, 2 is still the best, yeah. But, yeah, it was good. I got more news.
Nice.
You know, I mean, we had like a 30-minute aside dissing, but so this is from the tabletop RPG world. Wizards of the Coast is raising the Dungeons and Dragons product prices.
Of course they are.
Yeah. You know, fans are livid, but I mean, obviously it's a price raise. You know, everyone's mad. There wasn't much of that one. Let's see. Got some Twitch news.
What's that Twitch news?
Twitch Armageddon.
So, kind of. So, the streamer out. So I don't know. Okay, number one, I don't know if you heard. Twitch was going to put out new rule changes to branded like ads.
They did already.
Streamers. No. They took it back because streamers were up in fucking arms about it.
I mean, as they should have been.
Yeah. So they did it, and then everyone got pissed, and they were like, "Oh no, we're gonna remove it, and we're gonna make sure we change the wording on it." But
yeah, so
everyone's like,
they changed.
No, but go ahead.
From what I read, they changed the wording on it so it wouldn't affect like the e gamers and like the e teams, like the esports teams. It still affects like regular just streamers.
No, no. They took it. They took it back. So yeah, no, it's They said they're changing the thing. They haven't redone a new one yet. This is like literally this got it completely taken back.
Got it.
So they still have in the terms of service, it was still something. It was about banner ads and pre, mid, and post roll stuff. That's what they changed the language on, which does put some of that back in, but yeah. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, so I've heard a bunch of people leaving Twitch for this new streaming site called Kick. And obviously the CEO over there was taking full advantage of this whole debacle. And it's like, yeah, because apparently, did you know if you wanted to cancel your Twitch affiliate contract, it's $25?
Huh?
Yeah. And so,
Wow.
yeah, that CEO, he was like, well, if y'all come over here, we'll pay for you. And I was like, that's wow.
That's funny. They know exactly what they do.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with when they lost a bunch of their Twitch partners due to their shitty stuff they were doing.
Yeah.
And YouTube was like, hey, come over here. We're doing streaming, and we're going to pay you more than them. And you don't have to work 12 hours a day to get your amount of time that you need in. Yeah, Twitch is just going to dig its own fucking grave, jump headfirst into it, bring the shovel with it, shovel the dirt back on top of itself, and then call for help.
Put yourself in a hole. We fucked up.
I mean, they fucked up multiple times. I guess they just don't understand that they're not the only people in the game anymore, so they can't just get away with doing whatever shitty stuff they want to do. See? This is why competition is good.
Right?
Imagine if Twitch was the only fucking game in town.
Oof.
They'd go, oh, that's a shame you're all mad. Fuck you, we're not changing anything. Man, $25 to get out of that affiliate? I haven't even made $25. I mean, I guess you also have to stream to make money, though, huh?
Yeah.
Man, strange. Why is that?
So I got a little bit of what turns out to be good news from Reddit, which, I mean, we all know doesn't happen often. And pretty appropriate for Pride Month.
Okay.
So there is a Battletech subreddit, right, for the board game and for Battletech and whatever. So apparently the creator of this subreddit has just been lurking in the subreddit and hasn't been doing anything for years. Until there was a huge thing that came out where the moderators were deleting LGBTQ plus content from the server. Apparently it's been going on for years, but it's kind of been going on behind the scenes.
Right.
But there was a Battletech Pride anthology this year, which was getting tons of posts and a lot of support. But all of those posts were getting taken down and taken down and taken down. So the creator came out of his lurk mode, took the powers away from all the moderators, changed the rules in the group to include the term Battletech is for everyone.
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I will say during this whole debacle, there was another Battletech subreddit that was created to allow people to get away from this subreddit, and because they were doing that, they used that tagline in their whole thing that Battletech is for everyone, kind of to show the inclusivity. So now there's two major subreddits for Battletech and Battletech Official.
Right.
Which may or may not recombine or whatever. I'm not that interested into it. I just thought that was a good little feel-good story for Pride Month. So I wanted to share it.
Nice.
And, I felt like with all our bitching and complaining, I should, end the news on something positive.
Right.
If we leave you with any bad feelings, it shouldn't be for your daily life or gaming in general. It should be for Borderlands 3. And if you have any left over, for Nickelback.
Ugh, Nickelback.
Look at the games this week. What's coming out soon?
Nah.
Yeah, what we got?
Yeah, nothing that caught my eye.
Damn.
I don't know. Yeah, it's still just kind of a a week coming up.
Hmm.
It is.
I mean, at least for PC stuff, which I don't know why I'm still just looking at PC stuff with my PC still being down. I mean, F1 23, if you're into racing, is out June 16th.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I know. Oh, man, there's a... oh, no, that's next week. Never mind. It's a game called Heist Kitty, which, got my attention. Got 2 words in it I like. Heist
and Kitty.
Yep. Yeah, that's about it.
Damn.
I think it's gonna be a bit of a... Rest of the month is looking a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could look into and see if anything is coming out on Switch or anything soon.
Honestly, I'm okay with that.
I haven't checked that in a while.
Oh, here's a funny special offers right now because I'm casually looking at Steam. Borderlands 3 is on sale.
Ooh. How much?
Is it negative $60?
I wish. For the Super Deluxe Edition, it is $19.99.
Mm.
And you still won't get my money.
Yeah, shut up. I'm keeping my money.
Yep.
That's the thing people say, right?
Yes.
Normally it's the reverse.
Yeah, I'm even looking at Switch stuff. They don't got a lot really coming out this month. It's more like July, August.
I think they just need
stuff.
I think they just need everyone right now to just focus on Tears of the Kingdom and be like, stay here.
Yeah. Don't nobody really want to go against Zelda for the most part.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's some big releases this month. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people are playing Diablo. There's a lot of people playing Street Fighter 6, people playing Tears of the Kingdom. That's 3 major releases pretty quick together.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if the rest of this month is going to be a little dry.
Right.
Oh, cool. It's a list of coming soon with no dates attached to them. Yeah, that's useful.
A lot of TBAs.
Yeah. That's fine. We got Summer Games Fest coming up.
Yeah.
Which actually,
Xbox is also doing a showcase Sunday.
Yeah, that's actually listed under the whole Summer Games Fest thing. They're basically wrapping it up with their Xbox showcase and then Starfield showcase right after.
Yeah.
Also, we never talked about the PlayStation showcase.
It was okay. It wasn't anything too crazy.
I own a PlayStation, so I'm not going to bother looking at that.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, I guess, yeah, we could talk about it. I'm sure somebody has a PlayStation. I mean, technically speaking, a lot of people have them.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing on this PlayStation showcase that I cared about personally was what Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I was like, cool, that's going to be fun for whenever I decide it's going to come over to whatever system.
So basically PC.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just remember with because PlayStation ports coming to PC have all been janky as shit and broken. Give it like 2 months after it comes out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're not like on a 1 or 2 week. Like if something comes over from Xbox, give it a couple weeks. No, some of the PlayStation ports have been rough, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. As someone who honestly is getting to that point where I'd probably just prefer not to own a console, except right now when the PC is acting up. So it's nice that I have consoles. I honestly, just going forward with how it's going and how we're getting a lot more games onto PC, even if you have to wait, I'm fine with waiting. I would rather just have my PC. And then, I'll have to have a Nintendo console because they'll never give a shit on PC.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, with a lot of the Nintendo games, there's less and less that I care about. I got Breath of the Wild. I'll get Tears of the Kingdom.
True.
not really much else I give a shit about anymore.
I feel that.
You know, it used to be Mario, which I'll still give it. It's probably still the most polished platformer there is, but there's plenty of platformers. That is, you know, I don't need to have Mario in my game. I just need to have some platformers in my life every now and then.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, one of the Ratchet and Clanks is going to come over to PC.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank was the series that would have eventually got me to buy a PlayStation again, finally. Because I love the Ratchet and Clank games.
I always want to play the new one anyway. That's perfect.
That's the one that's coming over. I think the latest one that they did, which is kind of a reboot to the series. So we'll see.
it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I heard it was really good anyway though. I mean, I think out of all the Ratchet and Clank games there was one that I don't think was very good from what I've heard at least. Wasn't there a Ratchet and Clank movie?
I have no idea.
It could have been one of my fever dreams. It happens. Anybody got anything else this week?
No, not really.
You know me, besides Street Fighter 6, always debating about Final Fantasy 14.
You should just go ahead and bite the bullet.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Let's just get on it as a team. It's going to be fun.
My PC's not working right now.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Why are you trying to convince me of anything?
You right.
And also, no.
Floyd, even if
All
we
right.
do get the game, are you going to play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll just change into a Final Fantasy 14 podcast. That's what the world fucking needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, we love y'all.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.